In the wild outback of West Hampshire, something small and wild has taken a shine to the local town church, often lurking amongst the tombstones. And his name is Hugo Wilson.
Hi, I'm Hugo, I'm 17 and I'm a wildlife photographer.
Hugo's been making an almost daily pilgrimage to the church with his camera to visit his fastest, and possibly only, friends, a family of peregrine falcons. The falcons have set up camp on top of the church, possibly because they are devout Christians, but probably because of the dedicated nest box that's been constructed and installed for them.
Why do you like photographing peregrine falcons so much?
Well, I've always had an interest in birds of prey, and peregrine falcons have just got to be the coolest. They're the fastest, meanest, they're just the best.
A webcam has also been installed to let falcon fanatics like Hugo watch the birds as they raise their family.
In late March, a pair of falcons began rendezvousing at the church. The male bird, or tiercel, was a flirty bugger and was forever returning to the nest site with presents for the female. She was clearly impressed. At the end of March, a single rusty-coloured egg appeared. One egg turned to 4, and the female began incubating the eggs, using the warmth of her brood patch and insulating feathers. 37 days after egg 1 was laid, the first chick, tiny, featherless, and in all honesty pretty ugly, broke out of his egg. Chicks 2 and 3 soon followed, both male, but the 4th egg failed to hatch. The chicks were incubated for just under a week until they were big enough to be left at the nest alone, while the parents went hunting. Over the next few weeks, the chicks developed fast, exchanging their fluffy down for streamlined adult plumage. As their brown wing feathers grew, so did their confidence, and they began waddling around the nest box, testing their balance. Primal instincts encouraged the young birds to stretch and flap their wings, and 38 days after hatching, practice time was coming to an end. In the last week of June, the inquisitive brothers started hanging around on the sheer ledges of the church, embracing the winds. These next few days are what Hugo has been eagerly waiting for.
What is so special about these next few days?
Well, the young falcons will be taking their first flight in the next few days. It's something I've been really looking forward to for the past few months, and looking forward to photographing.
Right on schedule, the young falcons begin their flight training. And Hugo is one happy chappy. The 3 brothers tussle in feathery dogfights to practice their aerial agility. Some takeoffs are still a bit sketchy, but the composed elegance of an apex predator is becoming ever more apparent. Flying is only one part of the story, though. Another key lesson for the young birds to learn is what counts as food. Not leafy branches, apparently. And insects are unlikely to be very filling. Magpies look tasty, but being a relatively urban environment, the falcons have their eyes set on the local street cuisine. Pigeons. Now, pigeons can be very smart, but these churchyard individuals seem slightly dim. The youngsters might not quite know what to do with them yet, but their parents do. And snow flurries of pigeon feathers from the church steeples aren't uncommon. The juvenile falcons will rely on their parents for a couple of months before becoming fully independent. And in the meantime, there's still a lot of hunting practice and flight training to be done. Having spent so much time watching the falcons, Hugo's seen some pretty special behaviours.
What's been your coolest experience with the Peregrines?
Well, it would have to be the first time I ever saw a food pass. The male brought back a massive fat pigeon, then gave it to the female in midair. It was amazing.
Hugo even managed to capture the food pass on camera. A fortunate moment for Hugo, less so for the pigeon. He also managed to photograph this detailed close-up of the female, as she flew too close for him to fit her whole body in the frame. And Hugo's image of juveniles engaged in fisticuffs illustrates the erratic dynamism of these early flights. By the end of summer, the young falcons will have left the nest site permanently, so it looks like Hugo will have to find some new friends.
What's going to be your next project?
Probably some barn owls out in the countryside. I could do with a break from all this urban wildlife.